Hi yogis, nice to see you. I'm going to do a leg activation class today, so it won't be too long. We'll do a longer version of this in another couple of days. So just going to be working mainly on strengthening through the legs. It'll be more of a alignment based flow, or especially at the start, and then we'll really get into it and flow. So we're working on the quadriceps, the muscles in the front of the thighs, which really help to keep the legs straight. The adductors, the inner thighs, which really help to activate our mullabandha, our pelvic floor. The abductors, the thighs, of course our hamstrings, and our glutes, which really help to stabilize our pelvis. So we're working through the legs here, and we'll start in Tadasana in the front of the mat. So enjoy the practice. So just coming to the front of the mat, having your feet hip distance apart. I want you to really ground down through all four corners of your feet. So just feel the stretch through the back of the calf muscles. I want you to lift your kneecaps by squeezing the quads here. Tuck the tailbone, draw in the lower abdomen, squeeze the glutes, really start to fire them up here. And then just as you draw the lower abdomen, draw the lower ribs in. And then as you inhale, draw the shoulders up around your ears, and then open the chest as you slide the shoulder blades away. Draw the arms alongside the body, a slight bend in the elbows, palms facing forward. Lengthen your neck, tuck the chin, close your eyes, and take a nice big inhale. And find your ujjayi breath as you take that slow, steady out breath. Sigh it all out. We'll take another few clearing breaths like this. Another 3 rounds. As you inhale, really ground through the feet. Feel the energy coming up from the feet right up through the legs. And again, as you exhale, that little hissing sound at the back of the throat, ujjayi breath, or otherwise known as Victoria's breath or oceanic sound breathing. Just being more present with your breath helps you to engage your mullabandha, your uddiyana bandha. Beautiful. Again, take a nice big deep yogic breath in. Feel that expansion through the front of the chest. And as you exhale, just release any tension in the back body. So just feeling that engagement around the midsection. Once again, you should be feeling nice and engaged here as you're squeezing all the muscles in your legs, activating your uddiyana bandha and your mullabandha. As you inhale this time, I want you to raise your arms overhead, palms facing together. Slide the shoulders away, just spark the fingers. And as you exhale, come into your chair pose. So just start to bend the knees. Make sure your knees are kind of tracking over your second toe here. So really take the weight into the back heels here. You're squeezing the quads. I want you to inhale, lift the arms alongside the ears. Draw in the lower abdomen here. Draw the navel in, draw the lower ribs in. And as you exhale, sink a little bit lower. So take your gaze up through your hands. If you have tight shoulders, you can keep a gap. If you want to draw your palms together, you may do so. Take another couple of breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, draw in the lower abdomen. So sink back into the heels, inhale. And this time as you exhale, just come into a nice forward fold here. Grasping opposite elbows. Resting your ribcage on your thighs. Keeping a nice bend in the knees. Keep grounding through the arches of your feet. I want you to inhale. I want you to engage your quads here. And just take the gaze forward a little bit here. And as you exhale, tuck in lower abdomen, squeeze the quadriceps, and come into a nice forward fold here. Uttanasana, gentle stretch of the back muscles, the ligaments of the back. Just hang heavy here, feel the side body stretching out. Taking the weight through the big toe knuckles as you lift the hips high. Maybe again, inhale. Draw the torso away from the legs, come forward a little bit. And as you exhale again, squeezing the quads here, just supporting the stretch in the hamstrings. Some of us tend to have injuries in our hamstrings. If you are stretching out the back of your legs, keep that little bend in the knees and keep engaging your quadriceps. Keep breathing.
As you exhale, release your hands down. So keep your hands underneath your shoulders. I want you to take a halfway lift here. So come up onto your fingertips, slide the shoulder blades back, take the gaze forward. And as you exhale, release your palms into the mat. Step back into your high plank here. So press down through your fingers. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart, tucking your tailbone, drawing in the lower abdomen. So squeezing the quads, lifting your kneecaps. Push forward with your toes, reach over the fingertips, tucking the elbows, coming all the way down. We'll start off in our cobra here, a little gentle back bend. Untuck your toes, big toes touching, point the toes, fingertips alongside the sternum, lift the chest up, shoulder blades together, elbows together, gaze down the tip of your nose, keep pointing the toes, keep lifting your kneecaps. And then as you exhale, come back down, tuck your toes under, push through the hands, come up into your knees, lift the hips high here. Keep a little bend in the knees as you stretch the arms out. And take a couple of nice deep clearing breaths again. So stretch out the arms, press down through your thumb, index and pinky finger, stretching out through the side body. I want you to inhale, push through the hands as you lift your hips high. And as you exhale, draw in the lower abdomen. Slowly draw the heels down towards the mat. Just for the next couple of breaths, I want you to bend one knee, draw opposite heel down to the mat. Just pedal it out here, stretching out the back of the calf muscles, moving the hips from side to side. Again, finding your ujjayi breath. So just allow yourself to come into your room, whichever room you're in, maybe in the kitchen, dining room, the lounge. But just coming onto your mat here and your body and just being really present. Beautiful. And just drawing the feet together, ankles together. We'll come through a round of Surya Namaskara B, Sun Salutation B. So next time as you inhale, I want you to bend the knees, take the gaze forward. Step, hop or jump to the front of the mat. Take a halfway lift and lengthen the spine. And exhale. Inhale, grounding through the feet. Little bend in the knees as you tuck the tailbone. Raise your arms overhead into your chair pose, Utkatasana, dropping the hips down. And as you exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips down. Take the arms down here alongside the legs and then draw them up on the inhale. And then as you exhale, start to straighten the legs, palms down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, gaze forward, chest is open. Exhale, release your hands, step back into a high plank. Grounding through your fingers here, lifting the kneecaps, just engaging the quads as you push forward with the toes, reach over your fingertips, elbows tucked. This way, coming halfway down chaturanga, untuck one toe at a time. Inhale, point your toes here. Nice straight arms, open the chest, take the gaze up. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Just take 3 breaths here, again, using your ujjayi breath. In yoga, we take few breaths, but full breaths. And your next inhale, we'll take the right leg up into our 3-legged dog. So point the right toes, come high on your left toes here, spreading the fingers, drawing the shoulder blades away. And then as you exhale, draw right knee into the chest, tuck it in. And then flex the right foot, place the right foot in the front of the mat, so your hands are framing your foot. Take your ball, spin the back foot at 45. So you can be heel to arch, or if you want more of a strengthening warrior 2 here, warrior 1 should I say, front heel to back heel. So pushing through that front right heel, raising your arms overhead. So really feel like you're plugging that hip back wide, just pressing down through that right front heel, engaging through your front inner right thigh, and just feel traditional Virabhadrasana 1 heel to heel. You're really trying to lift that left kneecap and then just engage in the inner left thigh here. Nice straight back leg. So inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, place the hands down, step back to a high plank, reach forward, chaturanga, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take the left leg up, three-legged dog, point the left toes, spread the fingers, and as you exhale, bend the left knee, tuck it into your chest here, and then flexing the left foot, place it into the front of the mat, in between your hands, spinning the back foot at 45, really plugging down through that left heel, making sure your front knee is over the front ankle, engaging the inner left thigh. Raise your arms overhead. So you want to press down through the outer side of your right foot here, lifting the right kneecap, really engaging the right quad. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, release your palms. Step back to your high plank, reaching forward, elbows in, coming halfway down. Make sure your shoulders are well away from your ears here. Untuck your toe one at a time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take the gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll start to move a little bit more quickly now. We'll bend the knees as we inhale, look forward. Step, hop, jump or fly to the front of the mat. Halfway lift as you lengthen. And exhale. Utkatasana. You can take your heels apart, big toes touching. Drop the hips down, bend the knees as you take your arms overhead. And then exhale. Steady here. Beautiful. We'll go. So as I said, we'll go a little bit more quickly now. So really want to keep that engagement in the legs. So inhale, Utkatasana, dropping the hips down, taking the arms overhead. So remember, just slide the shoulders away from the ears, draw the navel in, and then as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze forward, shoulders back, chest is open. Exhale, step back through your high plank here, reaching forward, chaturanga. Inhale, untuck your toes, really point the toes, lift the kneecaps by squeezing the quad, gaze up. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Right leg up into your three-legged dog, point the right toes here, spread the fingers, feel the strength, all the back muscles here. And then as you exhale, taking your right foot through, spinning the back foot at 45 degree, engaging that inner right thigh, plugging down through that right heel, so really engaging your legs. Raise your arms overhead. So again, I just want you to really see if you can bend deeply into that right knee here. So try and go a little bit further than you normally would. It's easy for us to kind of swim around in our comfort zone. We want to go a little bit further here. I know we don't like doing this, but we often feel better if we do something we don't like. So really ground through that back foot here, squeezing that left quad here, lifting the left kneecaps. You're drawing your inner left thigh back towards the back of the mat here. Inhale, lengthen. And this time as you exhale, we're kind of going to take that engagement to the midsection, and we're kind of going to float into warrior three here. So I want you to bring your hands into prayer. If this is tricky, take your fingertips down to the mat here. So once you're in your warrior three, we want to get our hands out of the way here. So we're full warrior three as arms forward. This time we just want to take our hands in prayer, or as I said, take your fingertips down to the mat here. So really lifting, you can point that left toe, might be a bit more engagement in the leg here. What we're going to do is really ground through that right toe knuckle. So I want you to, as you exhale, just bend that right knee. Ooh, this is going to be challenging. Keep that left leg lifted. And then inhale, straighten it back. We'll do this 3 more times. Exhale, bending the right knee. And then inhale, coming back up. Ooh, exhale. Inhale, really using the right glute here. Exhale. Inhale, beautiful. Release your fingertips down to the mat here. So just keep that left hand spread here. Take your right hand around the right calf here. And just maybe step the right foot back a little bit. Point the left toes and inhale, lengthen like a halfway lift. And then as you exhale, come into your standing split here. Ooh, forehead to knee. Keep breathing, keep pointing, keep lifting that left toe up. And as you exhale, release your right hand, bend the right knee, drop the right toes back, come back into your three-legged plank here, and then come through your chaturanga, three-legged chaturanga here. And now drop down that right toe, untuck the left, two-legged upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll come straight into the other side. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Spread the fingers, and as you exhale, bend the left knee, tuck it in and place it between your hands. Spin the back foot at 45. Ground through your feet. Maybe walk the left toes forward. You're really lunging into that left knee. Plug down through the outside of your right foot. Raise your arms overhead. Again, feel that engagement. You're lifting the left kneecap by engaging the right quad. Sorry, the right kneecap by engaging the right quad. Tucking the tailbone, lunging deeply into that left knee. Inhale, lengthen, and taking all the engagement to the midsection as you draw the left heel back towards the back of the mat. And then as you exhale, just float in to your warrior three, hands in prayer, lifting or pointing the right toe here. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Try and really keep lifting here, squeezing. You're really squeezing your inner left thigh here, engaging here. Beautiful. Ooh, once you feel nice and stable, you might need to drop your fingertips down. That's absolutely fine. I want you to sort of imagine that your collarbones are kind of smiling. They want to be open and not kind of round in the shoulders. Ooh, beautiful. So what we're going to do now is bend the left knee and just drop down as we exhale. And then we'll inhale up. We'll do three more like this. Keep pointing the right toes. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Doing really well. Better than I am, I think. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Beautiful. Drop your fingertips down to the mat. Just spread the right hand nice and wide. And take your left hand behind the left calf. Inhale, lengthen, point the right toes up. And then as you exhale, come into your standing split. Draw the forehead toward the knee. Keep pointing, keep lifting the right toes up. And then as you exhale, release your left hand. Step back into your three-legged plank. So pointing the left toe, reaching forward here, pushing through the shoulders here. You want to find that protraction between the shoulder blades. And as you come through chaturanga, push forward with your right toes, elbows in, coming halfway down. Drop the left toes, untuck the right, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're doing really well. We'll just take a few breaths here. Just rocking side to side, pedaling out the legs here. So bending one knee and then dropping the opposite heel down to the mat. Beautiful. Just slow the breath down. And then we'll draw the heels, the ankles together, and we'll come back through more of a flow. So inhale, take the right leg up into your three-legged dog. Again, see if you can push through the back of the left knee. And then as you exhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot, 45. Plug through that left or that right heel. Tucking the tailbone, lifting the arms overhead. And then as you exhale, warrior three. Beautiful. Ooh, we won't do any repetitions this time. What I want you to do now is stay in your warrior three, point the left toes, and take your arms out wide here. So inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, come into your half moon here. So you're kind of really feeling that length between the fingers here, the left to the right fingers. Draw the left shoulder blade back. Keep lifting, keep rolling that left hip on top of the right here. Keep breathing, keep the gaze down. And you're really plugging down through that right big toe knuckle. You're activating the quads and the right thigh here. Keep lifting, keep rolling that left leg over. Beautiful. And I want you to bend both knees and just drop that left foot down. Whew, just come into a Malasana pose here. So when we're in Malasana, we tend to sort of push our hips open or our legs open using our arms. What I want you to do this time is kind of squeeze your outer glutes into the middle. So I want you to inhale, open the chest, shoulders back, long spine, and squeeze the outer glutes here. So you're opening up your legs, your hips by you squeezing your thighs. So just do that again. Inhale, squeeze, open. Come up a little bit more, a bit higher. Beautiful. And this time as you exhale, we'll just pop back into that half moon here. When I say pop back, it's not that easy, but we'll just move or transition back into that half moon. So open the chest up here. Keep rolling that left hip on top of the right. Spread the right fingers, draw the left shoulder blade back. And then bend the right knee, drop that back foot at 45. And you're in your warrior two. Beautiful. So we'll just take a few breaths here. Again, tucking the tailbone and really engaging through this back inner left thigh here. Grounding through, pressing the weight through the back of the left foot here. Stretch the arms out wide, lunge deeply into the right knee. Soften the collarbones. I want you to inhale and exhale. And your next inhale, we'll reverse our warrior. So lift the right arm up. And then we'll come into Parshvakonasana. We'll take the right hand on the outside of the right foot. Left arm up and over. Inhale, I want you to really ground through that left toe here. Lengthen the left side body. Take the gaze up to your left hand. And as you inhale, coming back here into your warrior two. Beautiful. Ooh. And this time as we inhale, we'll lengthen that front leg, rotate the right foot around, and we'll come into our skating pose, Skandasana. So take the left hand on the inside of the left foot, nice straight right leg. Take the right arm up. Beautiful. And as you inhale, coming all the way back up here into your Virabhadrasana one. And what we're going to do now, we're going to come into Parshvakonasana here. So we're going to lengthen the front leg straight, shorten the stance here, heel to heel. The traditional pose is having your hands behind your back into prayer. But this time we'll just place our hands on our hips and just take a little middle finger here and tuck it into the hip flexor. What I want you to do here is draw the right hip back here. So you're really engaging through the left quad. Inhale, open the chest, draw the right hip back. So really squaring the hips, engaging the legs, and as you exhale, folding over the right leg. We'll take 2 breaths here. You can take your fingertips down to the mat if that helps you. I want you to just draw that right heel back towards the back of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Just breathing here, stretching out the back leg. We're nice and warmed up now. So if you have any hamstring injuries, always press down through the toes here, engaging the leg muscles, rather than just forcing the stretch. So just engaging, helping to support any injuries in the back of the legs. One more inhale and exhale. Beautiful. This time as you inhale, bend the right knee, straighten the left foot up here, and then roll onto the left side of the left foot, and then come into your Vashisthasana. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't have Vashisthasana. Take the right arm alongside the right ear, lift the right hips up, reach here, maybe lifting the top leg up. And as you exhale, drop that top leg, thread the right arm under, or right under, come into your dolphin side plank again. You can extend the left arm up, lift the top leg up. Keep breathing. 2, 3, then coming into your dolphin plank here. Take 5 breaths here. I want you to tuck the tailbone, make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Drawing lower ribs in, drawing the side body into the mid body, elbows back towards the feet. Keep breathing. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. So all that emphasis in the midline, in the midsection. Keep breathing. One more inhale. And exhale. Drop the knees down, untuck the toes. Draw back into child's pose. Press the forehead down. And just slow the breath right down. Ooh, doing really well. Beautiful. One more inhale. And exhale, just softening spine. You might find some of these poses really challenging, but just try to be very present with your breath. And on your next inhale, we'll come all the way back up into tabletop position, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips high back into our downward facing dog. So we're heels together, ankles together, spread the fingers, draw the shoulder blades away. Inhale, taking the left leg up, three-legged dog. Point the left toes, come high on the right toes. And then as you exhale, take the left foot through between your palms, back foot at 45. Once again, really plugging that left heel into the mat. Engage through the inner left thigh. Raise your arms overhead. Squeezing the right quad here, pressing into the outside of the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, just floating into your warrior three here. Hands into prayer, shoulders back here, lifting the chest. You can point the right toes here. Square the hips, so making sure all that engagement is in the midsection here, stabilizing. And once you feel nice and stable, see if you can take your arms out wide. Keep smiling, keep opening the chest, keep lifting the outside of the hands up above the shoulders. And then see if you can just tip into your half moon here. Drawing the right shoulder blade back. You're rolling the right hip on top of the left. You're engaging both legs, squeezing both inner thighs here. Keep breathing, doing really well. 2, 3, and then bending both knees and coming into a Malasana here. So we're doing a lot of engagement through the glutes here. Stretching, stretching. So again, in Malasana here, I want you to lengthen the spine, open the chest, push the knees open here using the outer arms. And exhale. And now as you inhale, I want you to squeeze the outer glutes into the middle here. So see if you can grip down through your toes and open your legs by squeezing the glutes rather than pushing out through the back of the arms here. We'll do one more breath like this. Inhale, squeeze the glutes open. Lift the chest. And exhale. Beautiful. Pop back into that half moon. Place the left hand or left fingers down. Just climb back into that half moon here. So just feel that lovely length. Left fingers toward the right fingers, drawing the right shoulder blade back. You can point the right toes, really open up through the chest here. Keep the gaze down. Keep breathing. 2, 3. Now bend the left knee, drop the right foot back at your 45, and you're in your warrior two here. So really see if you can lunge deeply into that left knee, heel to heel or front heel to arch. So this is a traditional warrior where you want to really engage through the extended back inner thigh here. And this really helps you to take the weight into the back outer foot and see if you can just really lunge deeply into that left knee, making sure front knee's over front ankle, tucking the tailbone, feel the sternum lifting, stretching the arms out here. I want you to inhale, lengthen, squeeze, and exhale. Beautiful, soften the collarbones. This time as you inhale, reverse your warrior, lifting the left arm up, lunging deeply into that left knee. And then as you exhale, Parshvakonasana, left hand on the outside of your left foot, right arm up and over. Woo, breathing here. 2, 3. And this time as you inhale, coming all the way back up into your warrior two. And I'm just going to turn around here. So I'm facing you, and this time we're going to come into Skadasana, skater pose. So we just bend that right knee, right hand on the inside of the right foot, lengthening the left leg straight, left arm up. Whew, just stretching out the inner right groin. Keep breathing here.
Are you really connected with your breath? 2, 3, and as you inhale, straighten the right leg straight. Come back into your warrior 1, bending into that, lunging deeply into that left knee, raising your arms overhead. Keep lifting, keep sparkling those fingers, keep lunging deep into that left knee. 2, 3, beautiful. Just drop the hands down here. We're going to roll back into our Vashisthasana. Straighten the right foot, roll onto the outside of your right foot, and then just stack your left foot on the top. Raise your left arm alongside the left ear. You can lift the left leg up. We'll just take 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Drop the left foot down. Roll over the toes and thread the left forearm under. Dolphin side plank. Outside of left foot, lift the right hips up, extend the right arm up. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, 3. Dolphin plank here. Come onto your forearms for 5 breaths. And again, feet hip distance apart. Tucking the tailbone, squeezing the quads, lifting the kneecaps. Drawing the elbows back towards the toes here. Whoo, draw the shoulder blades well away from the ears. Keep breathing. 3 more breaths. 2, 3. Bend the knees, come straighten the arms, come into your full plank here, and then reaching forward, so pushing forward with the toes, tucking the elbows in, coming halfway down, untuck your toes, open your heart, upward facing dog, so squeezing your glutes here, really drawn in the lower abdomen, take the gaze up. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Well done, everybody. Inhale, taking the right leg up into 3-legged dog. We're not going to come through another flow. This time as we exhale, we're going to come into a nice pigeon here. Right knee behind the outside of your right wrist. Fire the left leg back. Take the arms out wide. Ooh, open the chest here. Make sure you flex the right foot. Make sure right leg is nice and straight. Exhale, folding forward. Coming into your sleeping pigeon here. We'll take 5 good deep cycles of breath. Pressing the forehead into the mat. And just giving that glute a nice stretch out. Breathing here. 2. Try to just relax around the shoulders. Around the jaw, all the muscles around your forehead. Beautiful. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, just gently coming up onto your fingertips here. We'll just roll onto the right hip here, drawing the left leg around, coming to a cross-legged position here, so taking the left in front of the right, round down through the sit bones, take your arms overhead, and then as you exhale, bend the elbows, chest forward here, hinging from the hips here, just place the hands down into the mat, so just come here, just draw the heels away from the sit bones a bit, so you don't want to be right in a closed cross-legged position, you want to have the feet a little bit further out. As you exhale again, I want you to just tuck your elbows into the shins here, so push the hips back here, push the elbows into the shins, and then forward. Take 5 breaths here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lengthen. And just roll over the knees here, and just climbing back into your full high plank here, reaching forward over your fingertips, coming halfway down, chaturanga, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg back into your 3-legged dog, spreading the fingers. And then as you exhale, take the left knee behind the left wrist, your pigeon on the other side. Fire that right leg back. Make sure the right toe is pointed straight. Take the arms out wide, be up on your fingertips here, open the chest. Flex the left foot here, so just keep the integrity of the knee. You can tuck that left heel top of left, right inner thigh, and then exhale. Just walking with your fingertips, coming into your sleeping pigeon for 5 breaths, pressing the forehead into the mat. Again, just soften through the back of the neck, the back of the throat, and all the muscles around the shoulders. 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, gently coming up onto your fingertips now, rolling onto the left hip. And again, drawing the right leg in front this time. So you're in your cross-legged forward fold, just taking the heels a little bit further away from the sit bones than you normally would. Flex the feet. Be nice and just relax around the hips here. Take the arms overhead, little pinky fingers pointing in as you exhale. Come into your forward fold. So place the palms down and just draw elbows into the shin. Inhale, lengthen, draw the hip, push the hips back as you push the elbows into the shins, and as you exhale, just take the forehead down towards the legs and take 4 more good cycles of breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, gently coming up now. And just straightening the legs, giving the knees a little bit of a shake out, bringing a little bit more blood flow back to the knees, taking the legs out wide. Just allow the feet to completely relax out to the side. Slide down onto your back here. Take a nice big inhale as you take your arms overhead. Come to a big star shape position here, drawing or just feeling back of hands, back of arms, shoulders into the mat. And as you exhale, move the hips away, draw the shoulders away, lengthen your neck, tuck your chin. As you inhale, draw your breath up from your feet, all the way up through the body, through to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, take the arms alongside the body, palms facing up, and sigh all out. Take another deep clearing breath in. And lengthen the neck, tuck your chin as you feel the whole back body beginning to release. So just finding a nice comfortable position as you come into your final Shavasana. Just allowing the whole back body to release, to weigh heavily into the mat. Feeling the whole front body beginning to integrate into back body. Feeling your head nice and heavy, the back of your shoulders, the back of your arms. All the muscles alongside your spine, your hips, all weighing heavily into the mat. And just softening the whole back body. And just noticing each layer of the body softening as the breath slows. Just allowing any tension to melt away. And just stay here as long as you like in your final Shavasana. Allowing the whole body to rest. And while you're resting, I'm going to find my reading to you from Michael Stone, The Inner Tradition of Yoga. I want you just to close your eyes. Simply focus on your breath, just noticing as it comes in through the nostrils, and just feeling as it leaves. So this is a little paragraph from Michael Stone. It's one of these books which every time I open, there's a fantastic, very inspiring paragraph to read you. So this is about acceptance, and he says, often when we hear of acceptance, we think of surrender or sacrifice, but nothing is unacceptable. He says, even the greatest suffering in the wider world, or the strongest currents of pain within ourselves can be accepted. Acceptance doesn't mean liking something or agreeing with it. It is rather an allowing and not shutting things out. He said, yoga is the practice of allowing things to be as they are and not turning away from any part of your reality. If I'm in a situation I can't bear, then it is the unbearable that is to be accepted. Namaste.